come. That's for Ashurst Beacon on debut. Looks as though just a sharper for the run. 5 Barkits, just been on toes a little bit. And similar comments apply to number 7, Infatuated. He was getting a little bit on edge a few moments ago. And we'll get another opportunity to see number 1, Mubtasim, because he's taken another turn under Pat Cosgrave. And he's about to pass us once again. I was struggling to make a paddock pick between either him or Town Charter. I thought they're both gorgeous looking individuals and each should improve plenty for their latest experience.
Mubtasim remains 5 to 6 at the top of the market. From Town Charter, it's 7 to 4. It's 7 to 1 and bigger the rest.
So a fleeting glimpse of most of the runners a few moments ago, and there are most of the runners on the way down for race 2 at Haydock this afternoon. Mark Howard is once again alongside me. Mark, you were sitting alongside me as we were seeing the juveniles go round in the parade ring. I was really taken with both Mubtasim and Town Charter.
Yeah, Town Charter, I saw it was at Carlisle when he made his debut on Carlisle's Bell and Plate Day. I was impressed with him that day. He came off second best. Built on that when he won well at Ayr next time out. He's just slightly at the back of my mind. Even though he won over 6 at Ayr, he might be a better horse when he goes over 7 furlongs. The fact he couldn't win at Carlisle first time up a stiff 6, but he obviously learned from it, did it well at Ayr. Whereas Mubtasim, he looked all speed when he won at Yarmouth last time.
And despite a few millimetres of rain overnight, on quickish ground on the straight course at Haydock, very much a test of speed.
Yeah, it is a test of speed, it is, yeah, and you've got the likes of Private Matter, who made all over 5 furlongs last time out. He's up in trip, but he's clearly got loads of speed as well. It's an intriguing little race, but Mubtasim, 7 to 2 on debut, did it well. He won by 2 lengths. He beat one of Roger Vary's Jamara Bridge. Yarda going really well. He's got an entry in the Gym Crack, and Town Charter, he's got good entries as well. He's also in the Gym Crack and the Champagne Stakes, which again might suggest he could be better when he goes 7.
And that is Town Charter in the foreground, the 7 to 4 second favourite, about to arrive at the start, giving a lead to Ashurst Beacon and Infatuated, who are 33 to 1 and 100 to 1 respectively. I wonder if we can find the odds-on favourite down at the start. Mubtasim, he's 8 to 11 at present. He carries the colours of Sheikh Rashid Dalmuk Al Maktoum, and William Haggas had a good strike rate generally at Haydock, but he's in recent seasons, I think I'm right in saying, a near 50% strike rate with his juveniles.
Is he? I didn't realise that.
Well, there he is in the background.
One thing I did notice, how well, like everybody else, the yard are going really well. I think they've had 15 winners in the last 15 days, so they're in good form. Don't think it was a massive surprise when this horse won first time out. If he's going to be a realistic Gym Crack horse, you'd like to see him pass today's test well.
Yeah. Not a lot of time, actually.
No,
the Gym Crack it's worth turnaround for him,
won't it? Yeah, it would. It's yeah, we're almost talking, what, week on Saturday? 2 weeks on Saturday. Week on
2
Saturday.
weeks.
2 weeks, yeah.
2 weeks on Saturday.
So it'd be a quick turnaround, yeah. But he was good first time out, and he beat a couple of horses who got form prior to that as well.
So we talked about the 2 at the top of the market. I wonder if he can find Private Matter. There he is on the far side in the Cheveley Park colours, number 3, because he went down to the start ahead of the rest. He was out early under Tony Hamilton, and this son of Mason takes a step up in trip today.
Yeah, he's up to 6 furlongs first time. Made his debut at Wetherby, very green that day. Hung badly to his right on the bend, so you put a line through that performance. But he looked professional next time at Nottingham Straight Track, won in good style. He won by 6 lengths. The difference for him today, it's obviously a stronger race, but it's quicker ground for him today. He's up to 6 furlongs, and it's also at the back of your mind, he's been off the track for 52 days, which I can't imagine that's been the overall plan. But anyway, he's back on the racecourse now. We'll see if he can take the step up in grade.
33 to 1 and bigger the other 3. Thought Barkit and Infatuated were a little bit fractious in the preliminaries, and I thought Ashurst Beacon looked as though he might be a bit tighter for the run.
Yeah, you'd expect him to improve for the run. He's a gelding by Avon Bridge. He cost 80,000. He's ex-Richard Farr. He didn't run for him. He's now making his debut for Brian Ellison. And the other 2 Barkits had 2 runs so far, well held, both at Redcar and Haydock. This will be the quickest ground he's raced on. He's raced on soft ground so far, so it may improve for a better surface. And Infatuated, he was well held in what was a good maiden at the track over course and distance back end of May.
And Ashurst Beacon is the one just proving a little troublesome to the handlers. 5 of them working on this gelded son of Avonbridge to get him into stall 4 under Ben Curtis in the colours of owner David Armstrong. 4 to 6 still Mubtasim. Town Charter has just eased a fraction late on from 7 to 4 to 15 to 8. 10's Private Matter and 33 to 1 bar those. Job done with Ashurst Beacon. Hopefully a race mark which might show we've got a more than above average juvenile.
I think there's every chance. Mubtasim looked good on his debut, didn't he? Town Charter improved from his first start to his second. He looks an above average race with well, at least 3 promising types at the moment.
Infatuated is next up under David Allen in the colours of the Bearstone stud. Mubtasim favourite right of shot, yellow jacket, and in the foreground in the Cheveley Park silks, that's Private Matter for the Richard Fahey yard, who was successful in this race 12 months ago with Fire Dancer, who was ridden by Paul Mulrennan. And Infatuated just showing a few signs of what the paddock watchers saw a few minutes ago. A little bit perhaps of a greenness still on just his second start, a little bit on edge. Mubtasim going forward, walks in without a problem. Next up is the 15 to 8 second favourite Town Charter. So we're down to the final 2, and with the last 2 walking forward, we can return to the commentary box and rejoin Ian Bartlett.
Private Matter coming to store number 2, and the mauve jacket of Barkett to 6 is going to be the last for this Apollo Bet Daily Racing Refunds EBF Novice Stakes. 3rd run of Barkett's career. Mount of Shane Gray is at the gates. A couple of the others just getting a little restless as they wait for the final one of their rivals to come in. And Barkett's in, so they're ready. They're off. 6 furlongs is the trip here. Getting out of the gates well was Private Matter with the blue cap. On the right is Town Charter. On the left in yellow is the favourite Mubtasim. A red jacket of Ashurst Beacon down the centre shows good speed on debut. Infatuated with this, and the nose-banded Barkett as well. Heading on down to the final 2/3 of the journey, and Town Charter, the grey and the silver jacket towards the right, leading up the blue cap of Private Matter nearest to us. Between them is Ashurst Beacon. Mubtasim travels powerfully, the yellow jacket for Pat Cosgrave, sharing 5th position with Infatuated at the moment. Barkett behind this. They're down past halfway. Joe Fanning and Town Charter now making the best of their way home. Infatuated's a length behind it. Mubtasim lobbing along on the left in the yellow jacket, still behind Private Matter though. And Private Matter, Mubtasim and Town Charter are the trio now. Head down towards the last furlong. Mubtasim, the yellow jacket. Here he goes. Sent now by Pat Cosgrave for the winning line and has bounded clear. Mubtasim's going to land the odds here in very good style. It's 4 or 5 lengths already. Mubtasim remains unbeaten. Good performance. Town Charter in 2nd, Private Matter in 3rd. Infatuated is home in 4th.
I wonder if we might just have seen something a little bit special on this Thursday afternoon up in Merseyside. The 6 to 4 on favourite Mubtasim remains unbeaten, and on the evidence of that performance, we might have a smart prospect on our hands for William Haggas and Sheikh Rashid Dalmuk Al Maktoum. Tanked his way down to halfway in the hands of Pat Cosgrave. Couldn't really find any cover in the small fields, but then Mark breezed through to take it up in effortless fashion, stuck his head down and ran right the way through the line.
He did. Just the way he quickened away as well, having been, as you say, he was a shade keen during the first half of the race, but he loomed up travelling strongly. He just wondered whether the early exertions might take the toll, but not a bit of it. Once he gets shaken up, he just lengthens away. Really impressive performance. He's beaten a couple of previous maiden winners as well. Did it well at Yarmouth, even more impressive today. He looks a horse with a really good future. Whether he goes to York for a gym crowd, time will tell, but either way is an exciting one.
1 minute 14.01 thereabouts at the time, which is not that far outside standard. No, we're on good to firm ground, but bear in mind this is a 2-year-old carrying 9 stone 8.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, big weight. We'll see. The early stages are interesting to watch as well. Mark Johnson's run a Town Charter. He finds himself in front. I don't think that was a great